one of the best videos you've ever made, and it's such a basic video. Like it didn't have any special effects or anything. Literally all you did was read an encyclopedia where you found the word Antarctica, and they traveled and like no one knows this now. This is like disappeared information. They traveled to the end of Argentina to Patagonia, and from Patagonia you can get to a part of Antarctica, and they did a travel and they found the ice wall, the firmament. It was one of your videos. It was in DITRH.
I think
it was an encyclopedia from 1958 that you were reading.
It wasn't me. That was on my channel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was
but you. Somebody else read it in 1958. They talked about at 85 degrees south, the firmament is at 18,000 feet or 8,500 feet or something like that.
Yeah, it was such a good video.
No, 13,000 feet at 85 degrees south.
It was 13. I remember the number 13.
Yeah. Yes, 13,000 feet high. And then there's stories about it terminating to the ground. And that's what they're really testing on there in Antarctica.
Yeah. And so that was one of the things that really got me, because it's like, and also another thing that really I find unusual is that pilots learn to fly on a flat Earth system.
Right. Pilots, I
find that super unusual.
A flat, non-rotating plane, all of the, manuals and everything. And then if you look at, flight routes, did you go into flight routes with Mark or anybody?
Yes. I mean, is my interview in your app with Mark?
No. Unless it's in one of the playlists. No, it probably is not.
Nah, fair enough.
Probably is not. But this one will be.
Okay. This one deserves to be, but that one doesn't.
When you look, well, don't say that. When you look at flight routes, here from Perth to what does that say?
Montevideo. That must be in Argentina.
I can't even pronounce that. Right.
I'm Spanish. I can pronounce those.
They go all the way up here and then all the way down. They cross the equator twice. Why would you cross the equator? Because if you're on the bottom of a ball, the south, any 2 points, you would never cross the equator. And the same for the north. But all those distant southern flights cross the equator, and this is the route. It's a straight line, right? This route is a straight line, but they go all the way up here and all the way down here. Why don't you just go here? It's about the same distance.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people that want to go to Lima, Peru. And so the idea that, they have to go change passengers, they're saving money, that's nonsense. There's plenty of people that want these direct flights. Again, crazy. Why don't they cut across here? And you know what never happens? Is there's never two locations in the north that the plane will dip down into the south and come back. Any two locations in the north never cross the equator, right? Any 2 points inside of this line, the plane will never cross the equator. But many points outside of this line, which should be the bottom of a ball, if you believe we live on a ball, they cross the equator. Why is that? And the answer is because we don't live on a ball.
I also find it super unusual that when you have an emergency moment and you're in the air and someone's like about to give birth or someone's having a heart attack or whatever, they go to the most random spot. It doesn't even make sense. Like they stop off country.
Taiwan to Los Angeles, right here. They were near Hawaii.
Okay.
And instead of stopping in Hawaii or continuing, they went all the way up to Alaska. And when you look at it on a flat Earth, Taiwan, emergency, Alaska.
See
right there. Hawaii is all the way out here. Hawaii is all the way out here, right? This happened 16 different times. And there's a book called 16 Emergency Landings that absolutely 100% prove flat Earth. Right? They're landing in all of these crazy areas, but then you draw a line from the origin to the destination, and they landed somewhere right along that line every single time. NASA's in charge of all of the flight routes. NASA's in charge of radar. NASA's in charge of GPS. NASA is a bunch of big liars.
Oh, easily.